Hey guys, DeathClock Dave here, and welcome to another Battle Report recap. If you're enjoying the content we're creating, please go ahead and hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel to see our future content. You can also follow us on Facebook by searching for DeathClock Dave, and myself and the crew here often monitor the YouTube comments and Facebook comments if you have any comments about the match, or if you catch something that maybe we've done incorrectly, and we'll make sure that we do it correctly next time. So this evening we had Jordan Reid playing Cygnar. Jordan, what were you playing this evening?
I brought Stryker2 in Storm Division and Haley2 in Heavy Metal.
All right, and I was playing my Convergence. I wanted to switch things up a little bit. I wasn't quite prepared to play tonight, and I wanted something a little bit different, so I basically took my standard Axis and Orion list and swapped out Axis for LeCont, minus a couple of points, and then Orion for Iron Mother for minus a couple of points. So it definitely was not optimized list, guys, so I apologize for that. I'm working on constructing a million dudes for a dude spam recursion type list, and I'll be hopefully having that on the stream soon, as well as some new fancy Legion tech. So we've got that coming in the future. So
fancy Legion stuff.
Yes. So oh, and I was playing Destruction Initiative for both of those lists. So Jordan, what did you pick to play tonight?
I chose Stryker2 because you shoot things, and I wanted to just yell "Rolling Thunder."
Yes, that seems good. That plus D-Cell and Arcane Shield ends up being bad times if you're shooting at stuff and don't have Spell Piercer. So so I chose Iron Mother. My hope was that I was going to be able to plink away at some stuff. So in your Haley list, you had like 17 juniors or something, all the juniors.
Like that. I'm going to take the regular junior and the alternate junior, right? Like that's
So I was hoping to be able to backlash on the juniors. So that's why I chose Iron Mother. But alas, he chose Stryker. We also had Kane Zero in CID in that list, so I was excited to see that. But alas, we'll have to do that next time.
Well, I knew what backlash did, and I thought I wanted to bring my tricks, and you were like, "No, I'm going to shut down your tricks." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah. And so we're playing Scenario 6, which is Recon 2 this evening. And Jordan, you can tell us about your deployment here.
It's pretty standard. I usually try and keep the Strider pretty central, one side or other, hopefully in front of one piece of some sort of terrain that makes me slower, just because it's one of the few models I have that don't care about terrain. So, and then I usually keep my jacks pretty central just as well, so in the later game they can start getting positive charge and running everywhere. And then the Lances just usually flank on either side. So
Lances are fast.
Yes, they are fast. Very, very fast.
Yeah. So I knew this was going to be super good times between D-Cell and Arcane Shield. We were looking at armor 19 and 22 Lances, and the Lances threat very far, and there's also some big shooting coming from the Storm Strider. So I was hoping maybe he put one of his jacks up far enough that I could start plinking away and maybe putting a little bit of damage on Stryker to try to make...
and you do that with Backlash.
Yeah, with Backlash. Yeah, to try to just make overloading a little bit more risky. Oh, and you won the roll to go first and decided to go first so that you could get some better board positioning, which I think is definitely the right call here. So I have Iron Mother in central there, just behind the wall. The plan was to kind of get her behind the wall to try to protect her from shooting and that sort of thing, and also be as far away from Stryker as possible for as long as possible. I've got my ground pounder jacks. Two of them on the left flank, along with the monitor on the right. I've got the corollary, the diffuser, the cipher, and another ground pounder jack, and then a smattering of my my servitors around to try and get some flares and some punctures out, and also just to be around for shield guards. It's against Cygnar. The shield guards are tricky because there's a lot of electro leaps, so shield guarding becomes very tricky in terms of where you put everything. And for my objective, I chose the repair objective. objective, and you chose
Pathfinder just because I saw the cipher you had there, and Stryker2 likes being able to be unhindered when he goes for his assassination runs. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cypher likes putting out those 2 rough terrain templates for sure. So here I think we are just talking about our list. So we can see on the terrain on the board at the top of the screen we have a hill. To the left of that we have a forest. To the left and below that we have rubble, which is +4. Defense, basically cover and rough terrain. We have a house in the middle of the board. To the right of the house we have a wall. Below that we have water. Below that we have another forest. And then to the left of that we have more water.
So this first turn here, you just see me. I'm just measuring how far he can shoot things. So I planned on putting a bit of my I was planning on arcane shielding one of the units of lances, and then putting them within shot range. I was hoping not to take any casualties, just because armor 22 versus POW 13s is kind of
that's sad times.
That's sad times. So. I was also very apprehensive with my jacks. I didn't want to put them very far forward. I didn't want to have to commit them until I was either doing positive charge or just clearing out things, because those elimination servitors with our backlash can be quite scary.
Just with
my casters.
Yeah, just with the volume of them.
And especially I expected my Firefly on my junior to be out of the game for almost the entire thing, just because.
You don't want 5 points of damage on your junior?
No, I don't want my junior dying. Junior dying's to be real bad. So here I'm just trying to spread out, give you a couple of them, but not a ton. The other unit is actually staying fully out of your threat ranges, just to not die as well either, because armor 19 you still can kill them. So, but yep, this is just the turn of running up. I can position decently aggressive. I put Stryker up there decently far because his home for almost the rest of the game was just going to be behind that building, threatening an assassination run just with a non-linear threat range. So everything kind of just runs up into position, and yeah, my plan was just to slowly start putting stuff on the board. So here you go, and
so I don't like it when people try to stay out of my threat ranges on that turn. This is why I with this shooting list I much prefer going first, so I can position and make it so if they move forward I get to shoot. So going second is definitely a disadvantage in this list. So looking at on the left flank, he has put some things in range. So I plan to have my focus flowing. On the left, I want to get fire group up so that I can get some ground pounders and a monitor shot onto those lances. They are under decel and arcane shield, so they're armor 22 right now. So it's dice off 9. So that's
you didn't seem to care about. You didn't seem to care about math. On that turn 1.
Trip 6s all day long. So
yeah.
So. Just figuring out where I'm going to put myself. I also have to be aware of threat ranges because his lances threat 13 inches on the charge and even farther with after the feet turn with the move. So moving, I'm trying to get a lucky flare shot onto the lances. I'm very used to playing Orion, so I much prefer Rat 7. Having Rat and Mat 5 is sad because you really have to depend on those flares sticking. Otherwise, you're pretty consistently having to boost just to hit. So I definitely prefer Orion. I think Iron Mother is probably better in some different builds. I've heard of some different ones that I might try out, but this list is definitely sad without that Rat 7. So I did not scatter the flare onto the lances to make them easier to hit, and I put him in the attunement servitor in such a spot where he can be a shield guard if need be. So here I go with my fully loaded ground pounder jack, and whoa, we had some sort of a stutter there, and placing a ground pounder shot after Iron Mother had already gone and put tact supremacy on herself and put out fire group. So I'm able to get, was it 2 or 3?
2. You're able to get 2.
2 in the ground pounder. So boosting the hit. I believe I boosted the hit on.
Yep, and you.
Yeah.
You cranked the damage.
Yep,
and you
killed.
There's a straight 16.
Yep. So that was pretty great. So that was a pretty pretty nice way to blow through the armor 22. So and then I can't remember if I missed the other guy or just did a bit of extra damage.
No, the next one didn't do anything, but then your monitor came up, I think, and also spike, which actually, surprisingly, I wish that was the only one that died, but you end up killing the one just in front of Savio, and turns out that opens up a lane for him.
Yeah, I think I was thinking that guy's the closer guy, so I need to make sure that I kill him to try to get rid of the threats that are closer. But yes, I had a line to the guy behind the forest there. I should have shot him, and that way Savio with his special vengeance move, he wouldn't have been able to get quite as far moving around that base. So I don't think on any of my shots from the monitor I crit as either, which is sad. I was hoping to crit on the monitor and get the extra damage that way. So. So running some servitors just to kind of get in the way. Again, very difficult when there's so many electro leaps around. So just trying to kind of maximize as much as I can, and also put guys out in front to try to jam up the lances a little bit and get in the way of. I know Savio's a beast, and I know after I trigger the vengeance, he's going to be close enough to. I think he threats like 13 or something.
He threats 14 if you made him mad.
Yeah.
He threats 11 by himself, but if you make him mad, he threats 14.
Yeah, so I knew he was going to be coming in and getting in probably on one of my simulators, so just trying to put stuff in the way if at all possible. I believe I moved up. I can't remember if I moved up that guy in the top, the servitor in the top, and tried to flare or something, or if I just ran him to get in the way.
No, you just ran those in the way just to you wanted to create some rough terrain.
Oh, that's what I was doing. Yeah, I was pinpointing the terrain. So I put those servitors in spots where it would be good to put rough terrain. He does have Rupert in the list, which is going to allow one of his units of lances to have Pathfinder, but it at least forces his hand in terms of where he's going to put it, and then just kind of keeping the Cypher in reserve so that he can counterattack on anything that comes in. I'm moving up some other servitors, trying to stay out of range of that top red guy is a Stormsmith Stormcaller, so trying just to not give away free models if at all possible. And then I move over to Jordan's turn, and here's the Angry Vengeance move.
Yep, here's Savio, and we're measuring it out just to see, putting a prox base, see if he can stay out of that water and still get in, and he totally can. So now the objective is just to clear out some of those servitors, and you were nice enough to leave your servitors in a pretty little line for me to e-leap through.
Yes.
So I saw the one thing about Cygnar you learn is you learn to look for all the e-leap options where they can go.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this was a game where I was going to be very conservative with my jacks just because
the fear of backlash
is a thing. So my actual first turn is I was just trying to clear out as many of those servitors as possible. I didn't actually care too much about your jacks. I just wanted to clear out servitors because I also knew besides your feet turn, your flare servitors, they don't really do, like, they're the only way to get your rats or mat higher. So once I clear those out, Mat and Rat 5 become real sad on defense 13.
Yeah, for sure.
So we start the E-Leap chain here, and we clear out some, which now has a path 3 for Acosta. So, so this turn, it's just, I can't get too many charges off, and I don't think it's worth putting too many in besides Acosta. So we're just going to walk up the Striders, or the Lancers, and just get some shots off
with the Fireflies even?
Yeah, just get some shots off with the Firefly as well. So this is Strider walking up, getting a line on that one servitor there in the rough terrain. And turns out that not only is Stryker really good with beating things to death, but just having a ready-to-fire 2 gun is just fantastic.
It used to disrupt, which was glorious.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
So, this is me just measuring my Strider. We also get... Oh, no, this is a Stormsmith Claw going. And some of these Stormsmiths were the heroes of the day towards the end of the game.
They got stuff done. And they have crit disruption, so that's good times.
Yeah. I mostly bring them in this list, actually, for Grimkin matches. Or anything that's incorporeal that needs to die, basically.
Right.
So
because they're magical shots, right?
They're magical.
And they ignore most of the.
They ignore all. Besides in melee, they ignore all defensive.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Things. So they can reliably hit and kill an unbuffed gremlin swarm. So,
nice.
But. I can't get any charges off the Striders, or the Lancers, sorry. So they're just walking up, taking shots, and they're going to repo around just to...
I was scared because I was expecting Electroleaps from these, but then I remembered that they lost Electroleap on their shot. So
yes.
I still lost lots, but at least they're not Electroleaping off the gun as well anymore. So.
Yep, and there's the magical 4-inch template to try and stay away from each other, because...
Yep.
So here's the Strider going. I've cleared up most of your shield guards now, so I'm just taking shots into the that cipher there, and you have one left, so you take
shield
the shield guard
on the one,
and I take my second shot, and I think it was like 5 or 6 damage.
Yeah,
into
something like that. Yeah.
So we get a bit of damage into that cipher, get this thing starting, and the objective was just to put the Strider in that zone, because once that Strider's in that zone.
Yeah, it's hard to kill.
Yeah, you don't have too much. You didn't have too many jacks threatening melee on that side.
No. I would have had to commit my entire army to shoot it. You don't have any way to repair it, which is something, but I'd have to ignore everything else and put all of my
and even
PAL 13s into your armor 21. So
which is still scary
and it's not like I can cripple it or anything. So if I don't kill it, it's going to be fully functional.
Still functional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the other unit that just walked... Oh, no, so we missed that. So Acosta went into that one jack, and I think he did about 15 damage total. So he took a good chunk out of that jack. Mm-hmm. And this is the other unit of Lances just walking up, taking some shots, clearing out those servitors, because once those servitors are gone, the plinking of my caster is kind of gone. So.
Yeah.
So we are just... I remember not to be dumb, and I put a solo on the flag. Because in the past I have been quite bad at that. So
this is a one where it's easy to score early. So making sure you put solos on flags for the opposing person's turn is good.
This is me. The wonderful joy of this theme benefit, as well as I actually managed to hit him. Is all of your stuff is immune to electricity, so you can shoot anything that's in melee, and if it goes off to you.
Yeah. I think you missed, but you rolled and then you hit me. You did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or whatever because you had to roll the hit.
I think I needed a 9 to hit, and I was just cranked the.
Yeah, you missed.
Double. Yeah. I rolled boxcars. So woo.
Yeah, good times.
So we've managed to stuff Savio up there, making you have to deal with him, which means less shots into my stuff, which is perfectly fine.
Yep. He's a pain to deal with. He's def 15 and he's got dodge. So that's. Oh, does he have riposte or something too?
Oh, he does have riposte. If you miss, I get to I get to choose the order in which I go. So I could.
Oh, so you could riposte me and then dodge away.
And then walk away. That's because I believe
terrible.
They both trigger off the same thing.
Nice. That's pretty.
Check that.
That's pretty
bad.
bad.
Turn actually.
So on my turn, I know I have to deal with Acosta, and I have to be very careful about how I do it. I didn't want to inadvertently miss him with my far left assimilator and have him dodge into my other assimilator, preventing me from shooting. So I wanted to get some good shooting done on the right-hand flank. And try to get harm out if I can with the servitors from Mother, and just try to. My goal is just to try to thin out the lances as much as possible because they pack a punch. So if I can kill some of those, it kind of neuters what they can do a little bit. I also wanted to try to place a ground pounder in such a way as to take out the Stormsmith on the flag, just to prevent him from scoring on his turn, or on my turn. Sorry. And that way I didn't have to just run a solo or something up to contest. So here figuring out how I can get to Acosta. So I activate an accretion servitor, sit to aim. I shoot my own assimilator in the back because I am close enough actually to clip Acosta with the flare. So that happens, and Acosta is now at defense 13. So that's going to allow my assimilator to punch him more better once we get to that point. Here, just trying to plink a shot at the Stormsmith, but I miss. Only rat 5 on the servitors, just trying to figure out where I can spread out the damage and try to get the harm out there as well. I can't remember if this is the turn that I forgot to use harm, or
no, that was the first turn.
The first turn, I placed them in such a way where I'm like, I'm going to get harm, and then I'm like, I totally forgot to do it.
On this turn, you missed with both.
Right,
actually.
yeah. So on the previous turn, I placed them where I wanted them, and I was excited to do it, and then I just forgot to shoot. And I forgot to shoot with Iron Mother's gun, too. So so I apologize, guys. I don't know
if you had ranged anything with Iron Mother.
Yeah, without moving, she was, because she's range 13 with fire group.
I don't know if anything was in I don't think I left anything in range.
Yeah.
She'd be real close up there, and then Stryker would have...
Yeah, that would have been bad. Yeah, so just trying to figure out where I need to place to get the best ground pounders on the lances. I believe I've got 3 focus, I think, on the corollary. I believe I had from the previous turn. So here I'm going with Iron Mother, cast fire group, and moving my servitors into places where I can try to get spread them out far enough that I can get harm on both units of lances. And even with my feet, I think I missed. What was I needing? I was needing
the ones in the force needed a 7, which is could miss
because I went to 8. Yeah,
went to 8, and the arcane shielded ones you needed a
5.
And you just had bad luck on that one.
Yeah. So I missed. Did they hit at all this whole game?
No, they didn't. No, you didn't get harm.
That's pretty great.
All 3 turns this game.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So missed there. So that was sad times. I moved Iron Mother up just enough to get her PAL 15 gun on the middle lance. I hit him, and I think I end up killing that one.
Yeah, he was it was dice off 4, so you needed a 9 to kill him.
Yeah, and then I attacked Supremacy back.
Oh no, you didn't actually kill him. You left him on 2. Actually.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Softened him up for the ground pounder later.
Yep.
And then I tacked Supremacy back behind. Though I did a bit of a mistake here. I should have moved the corollary a little bit so that I could have been farther back. So I kind of put him in such a place that I gummed up her movement for her tack Supremacy repo. Here I'm checking where I need to put my assimilator, so trying to put them in such a spot where I can get ground pounders off but also be out of threat ranges of the other lances if at all possible, and that way I'm not getting charged unnecessarily. So moving up, getting ground pounder. I think I just catch the 2 front.
I don't think you could catch the back one.
Right.
It doesn't look like 13.
Yeah, I think I chose not to. If I had moved far enough to get the other guy, I would have been in charge range of the other guys.
Yeah,
so I did take out the 1 lance there, and I've got my focus inducting down through the line to land back onto the corollary. I think I've got 2 focus also on the diffuser. Was this the turn that the cipher was?
Yes,
the cipher was disrupted.
Right, I forgot to mention that on last turn.
From the storms?
Storm Strider?
Storm Strider, right.
Yeah, has crit disruption, and on his second shot that actually made it through to him, I rolled 3 4s, which is... mucho crit.
Yeah, so that was bad. I think what I should have done first was ran a servitor to get in a spot and then just shot at my servitor to put down rough terrain to at least just put something else in the way for his army. But I just scattered. It went back. I rolled direction 1, which was good, but I rolled far enough that it did not clip the front lance. Mm-hmm. And that was it for him because he was disrupted, so he only got the 1 shot because he is not rate of fire 2, he is reload 1, so I actually have to buy that second shot. So here the diffuser has come up and shoots at a...
You actually shot at the one next to the wall, and you didn't do any damage.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was dice off of
9.
No,
8 because he was, but still didn't. I
didn't roll high enough.
No, you didn't roll high enough.
Yeah. So here I've got my right hand assimilator is moving first because I want to get some shots off. On the off chance that I miss Savio with my other guy, I did not want to have him walking into me and denying my shots. So I'm inducting the focus, 2 focus to my to the assimilator that's going to be punching Savio in the face and shooting. I killed the Stormsmith. And I can't remember if I put some damage on.
You did 1 damage to that Firefly.
It was a boost. Yeah, it was a boost on no boost on the Firefly, and it was a boost on the Lance. But I can't remember if I missed the Lance or just didn't roll high enough to to do much. And here I am putting my head in the way of the camera, so you guys can admire the back of my head for a moment there. And here I figure, okay, now it's time to go and try to punch Acosta. So I boosted, I believe, to hit because I did not want him missing. I am Mat 8, and he is only Def 15, so I do hit and kill him.
Yeah.
And then my modulator is full, so I move him up. He is range 15 under fire group, so shooting at, I think I shoot at the guy in the forest. And I decided to just roll lots of 5s and stuff there and kill him too. No crit, unfortunately, but I didn't end up needing it there. Here I'm just ran a servitor up just to get in the way of the Stormlance. To get your impact attacks, you have to move at least 3 inches. So wanted to just kind of gum up the works so he wasn't getting free charges. And here I was able to determine that I was close enough just to wrap around the forest and get a little bit of repairing done on the assimilator. I think I repaired 2 or 3 damage. There's Jordan's beautiful head.
Wow, my head's right in the way there.
It's right there.
Wow.
And so here just moving some servitors around to be shield guards for Mother and trying to put stuff in the way because I know I am close to Stryker at this point with his non-linear threat range because he can curl around the house. So I put the I thought I had the Cypher in such a spot that I would get a free strike if he tried to sneak through, and then I put the a couple of servitors to try to get in the way as well. And this is over to Jordan's turn.
So this is where we had the internet yelling at me. I accidentally killed one of my own horses and forgot to put it back. We determined afterwards he could have gotten out of the way anyways for this. But so this is me going, there's Mother on a 0 camp, and I just have to clear out a couple models. So my first question is, can I go through your own flag? And the answer to that question is yes, I can.
Just can't land on it.
I just can't land on it. And Dave was nice enough to leave me his own where if I clear out, there's 2 servitors in the way, but if I clear them both out, I can actually sneak between both jacks without taking any free strikes. So it's time for Stryker to pull up his big boy pants, and
I think Stryker always wears his big boy pants.
Yeah, he
He's
wears
a boss.
lightning generated fused
rocket pants.
Yes, he's like, I'm gonna get you. They just sometimes explode and kill him.
Yeah,
by
that's
accident.
true.
So I just need to clear out a couple servitors, and this is where, as Dave said, the E-leaps become a bit of a hard thing to.
It's hard to defend against them when you've got single wound, low armor shield guards.
Yes.
Because it's hard to be close enough to shield guard stuff while being far, especially when multiple of the shots have a random number of leaps.
Yep.
So there's, even if I place it in such a way, it could very well leap to another thing. I tried to place close enough to the flag and the objective so that things would be kind of bouncing there if at all possible, but there's a lot of shots.
There's a lesson, people. You can insulate with your electrolytes with that. So.
Even on early turns, it still works, even when they can't be damaged.
So this Firefly we measured out, and this Firefly is able to walk a bit, get into that rough terrain a little bit, but still have range to the one of Mother's servitors. And the way it was placed is the closest model to the servitor was the flag. So he had one shield guard in place, but if he puts the shield to the shield guard, it still goes to the flag and immediately goes to the other servitor.
If he rolled either way, if he rolled more than one leap, it was going to kill both of my shield guards. Is what it was.
So with those 2 dead, I now have a lane to get through to get to Mother. So I think what we do now is
we pause so you can send an email.
That's true. I'm very important Hollywood over here.
Yes.
So
and I did score a point on my turn.
You did score a point. I scored nothing, so the score is 1-0 at this point. So at this point, I already know I'm going in for the assassination, so I either win or lose based on this. So I think my next step is I take the Strider, and I know Mother's behind a wall, but I just go take a couple pot shots just because.
You might as well. You soften her up just on the off chance that.
On the off chance that
you roll trip 1s on your strength.
Yes, it's true. So there's another piece of advice for people playing Stryker. Always roll your strength and damage first, because then you still have the option to back up.
Yes, that's true.
Not go for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So that Strider is standing on the ghost of a horse that is not actually dead, but so We take a couple shots. We missed the first one, but the second one actually does hit Mother.
You hit the 19.
I hit the 19, but I've got... you had one shield guard, so it just... It bounces, and... so now we go... Stryker's in the position. If this somehow goes awry, I want this turn to also be where I do my feat and cast Rolling Thunder.
Yes.
So I roll... actually, we were down one. I rolled a 13, actually, on that. We were one... I did one extra overkill damage to Mother.
Nice.
So I roll a 13 on... Or no, was that the damage?
That was the damage, yeah.
Or did I take... Yeah, I rolled 12, I think. I rolled 12.
You rolled 12 on the extra strength.
On the strength. This is us just measuring out and making absolute sure we can get there. We place some models.
Yeah, we're figuring out. I thought for sure I had put the Cypher in a spot where at least I would have gotten a free strike on the way in, but I think I could have.
Yeah, I think I could have. You would have had the wall, but I think I also could have stayed in your melee as well too.
Right.
And still been there.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
Stryker's there. He goes for the first one. He actually misses his charge
with a boost.
With a boost, I miss my charge. But it turns out when you're rolling dice plus 12, or dice plus 10.
Yeah.
Dice plus 10? Yeah, when you're rolling dice plus 10,
you
just need to hit once.
Yeah, and he managed to get far enough that he's not clipping the wall, so I'm just straight def 15. And here I think you killed me on the first shot. Yeah.
No, I missed my first one, and then I had...
on the first one that hit, right?
Yes, and then I only had that one because I decided to boost damage.
Gotcha.
Bought and boosted damage, but... This is actually just discussing where you could have placed models in order to stop. And then we just start talking about what would have happened. This still would have been my feat turn, and I would have just tried to get as much work done. Try and use the feat to kill possibly that already damaged assimilator, and then you put the rest of it put the feat moves into the other assimilator. Because if I can kill even 3 heavies on this turn. I think even with being down a bunch of lances, I feel that's a pretty far attrition push. For me. Sure. So, but we're just talking about where you could have put Mother. I think
I should have just had her farther back. I think I was just excited about using her guns.
Yeah, and I was excited to yell Rolling Thunder and then have Stryker come roaring in. And
Stryker is hard because it's 17 inches, non-linear, so he can hide nicely behind that house. Peek out around that house and then charge in. It's very difficult to hide from him if you're, especially with this many shots and E-leaps and stuff to clear out potential lanes.
Stryker is just I knew at the very beginning, especially going first, Stryker's home was behind that building for the whole game. And just projecting his threat as far as he possibly could.
And I can ground pounder you potentially behind the building, but you're still getting the cover, which puts you at 20.
Defense 20.
Yeah, and yet the one focus or the one turn that I could have gone for it, you had 4 focus on you as well.
I did not want to die, so I made sure to keep myself a bit safe there.
So I knew my main chance was going to be to try to plink away and get a bit of damage on Stryker to make the over boost or overpower, whatever it's called, more risky, particularly when I've got 9 puncture servitors, and with all the shots that I've got are high enough damage that they can fairly reliably put at least something for damage into a jack. So if one of his jacks is far enough forward, I can put puncture shots and then POW 13s to kind of start adding it up. But then, you can just hide behind the house and heal yourself up if you want to.
I think we talked about that. I think my game plan, if you went that route, was just to cast decel each turn and then heal for 3. And that's all he did. The rest of the game.
That's the thing. So I knew it was definitely going to be. This was most certainly not an optimized Mother list, and I knew it was going to be rough going into it. But I've heard of a couple of builds with Axiom and double Teps, which I'll maybe have to look into. I was basically just going with what I had assembled at the time, so it was kind of a last minute thrown together because I wasn't fully planning on playing this week, but we were short on players. So thanks for watching, guys. Next week I'm not sure what we'll have, but we'll get that posted. I have a few models coming in for Legion, and I've got some Convergence models that I'm putting together for Dude Spam, but we'll probably have something other than Convergence on the stream next week, depending on who's available. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next week.
Have a good one.